Alright, can you guys hear me? Alright, perfect.
Put it closer.
Closer.
Closer? Yeah, like this. Okay. Okay. To know that I'm at the end of this chapter of my life is still so surreal to me. Ever since I was a little kid, I always imagined what I'd say standing up here before you all. After many drafts and iterations, here's my rendition of what Sudley means to me. I've been part of Sudley for 13 years now. During my first year, I was placed in Lane 2, the Sudley Studs, with Samantha Bergeron and Ashley Boyle, and made my way to divisionals that year with Aurora Zary. Not only did coaches Ashley and Sam teach me how to swim, but they also taught me how to have fun while swimming. They made our whole summer themed around Harry Potter with games like swim Quidditch and Wand Wars, and I couldn't even tell you about it because I don't really remember it. I can just say that all I remember is us laughing a lot. I was constantly the kid running on the pool deck, therefore consistently sitting under Coach Ashley's lifeguard chair in timeout as if I were in Sudley Swim jail with a smile on my face. Although I did get in trouble a lot, I never received a bucket, unlike Dylan. I think it's safe to say that the Gastons, or better known as the Gaskins, were hooked on Sudley from day one. A couple of years later, I was placed in Lane 5 with Coach Connor Bergeron during my last year as an 8-member swimmer. With him as a lane coach, as well as a rivalry with the Billy Basinger, I strived to be the best I could be. After competing at the QDE Cup, as well as in a steady back and forth with Billy for several years now, I decided it was time to go for gold for my last meet in 8-member. At that divisional meet in 2014, yes, exactly 10 years ago today, I was hoping to break the 25 freestyle record. Even though I finished my race a tenth of a second off from breaking the record, I wasn't too angry about it. I still won the race, earning a blue ribbon, which was really important to me back in the day, and beat Billy for the last time in that age group. After winning blue ribbon after blue ribbon, as well as the occasional red ribbon when Billy won, I knew I had to work even harder, not just because of the doubling of laps required in the next age group, but because I was thrown into said age group with a new competitor and a longtime friend, Benjamin Cooper. So in short, I blame Ben for my lack of Sudley ribbons nowadays. Due to my love for swimming and winning, I joined a year-round team called Riptide. Riptide allowed me to practice my technique and build my endurance for the future. Although we didn't compete as much compared to NCAP and OCCS, I got the one-on-one time I needed to better my strokes for the following summer at Sudley. And also, because of my late birthday, I was always held back a year swim-wise. So, during my freshman year of high school, while I was still 14 years old, I was able to still qualify for the Junior Olympics. Through Riptide, I finally made the 50 freestyle cut at the age of 14 with my best friend Darcy Lucas. Sadly, the meet was canceled due to the COVID-19 virus. And speaking of COVID, when the summer came around in 2020, I had already expected summer and everything to go back to normal. Our summer days were supposed to be filled with joy and excitement at Sudley, along with a potential record-breaking swim year with Nick Chirico, Nathan Lovano, and Ben Cooper himself. Instead, our COVID summer involved lane reservations and lap swimming with no Sudley supervising or socializing. Returning to my high school swimming team in the winter of 2021, my love for swimming began to shift. It was no longer about the winning and the ribbons. I just wanted to have fun like I did at Sudley all those years ago. Instead of swimming competitively, which I thought was no longer fun, I started to swim for the enjoyment of swimming and rooting for my teammates. If you haven't noticed, whenever you hear Dennis say our last name, he calls us Gaskins instead of Gaston. I have no idea how he messes up a name from Beauty and the Beast so badly, but here we are. But we are not alone. He says Lewis instead of Lucas. I've heard him say Dally instead of the Daly family. I've also heard the famous Cherico instead of Chirico. I can't even describe how he pronounces Palenchar. Palenskar, Palenkar. It's always a lottery with that one. In addition, I've been called my brother's names numerous times, and clearly I'm his favorite Gaskian. Dennis often confused me with Michael, so he would ask me to fix something that my brother had messed up on the job. Once he had even asked me, "Why are you at practice? You're supposed to be on ground." When Michael's not even my twin. He would yell at me across the pool, thinking I was Michael, and then yell at me some more, asking why I wasn't answering him. I would always say, "I am not Michael, I am Jake." And as you can clearly tell, I am not on the Sudley staff roster. I never worked here. And I didn't need to work at Sudley to feel like I belonged here. At Sudley, I can just sit back and watch the employee drama unfold, or hear about it over the loudspeaker, only to laugh about it later with my friends Cassie Daly and Molly Toggy, because we have the same pool and employee problems where I work across town. So, I understand, Dennis. Teens are just very hard to work with. I think we all know that Dennis can be a little too much at times, but I do recall a time when he's been there genuinely for me. For example, whenever I was at the lowest point in my life, I received a letter. This letter was from Dennis. He reminded me that after every storm, there was always a rainbow, and that he wanted Sudley to be my eye of the storm. Those words still stick to me when times are tough, and his card meant the world to me. And I still carry it around in my little tote bag today. After being here for 13 years, I've accumulated a lot of memories. In particular, the lunch bunch after swim practice was the best. We all sat together to recap what we did in swim practice, like the Harry Potter Wars with the coaches. I recall ordering empanadas from Papa's Spots every Tuesday with the Lucases, Amy's, Purdy's, and Davis's, and being forced to eat them quickly due to my busy swim schedule. You know, Dennis, or Dylan actually, was busy on the court learning how to swing another racket and hit another ball. I was busy perfecting my strokes in swim clinics or with Sam Tomayevich in a private lesson. And to be fair, Sam Tomayevich told me that my butterfly looked like Michael Phelps' butterfly, so I take that as a compliment. Thank you. I actually did every single swim clinic that I could sign up for. I was in the swim clinic for hours every day, learning strokes and flip turns. I was probably in the pool for a total of 5 hours a day. I also remember every Wednesday when my mom hosted a book club to teach us how to read, and more particularly, have fun while reading. While the older kids and parents monitored activities like making elephant toothpaste, noodle swords, cardboard shields, and our very own wands, we ran around Sudley making a giant mess, acting as if we lived in the world of the books we were reading, and our summers were so much fun. For me, I love this generation of 15, 18-year-olds, especially this year, because instead of the niches, cliques, and varying friend groups of the following past years, we've all kind of meshed into one big group. We all get along with everyone, and I think that we're all pretty good role models for the little ones. I was always in the group with the girls, Darcy Lucas, Haley Palenchar, Haley Gray, Kara Lawhead, Molly Talking, and more. And Dennis always teased me about being surrounded by girls, including when I sat with my good friend Ava Hudson at the team dinner, who he constantly accused me of dating for years. But growing up in our age group, we journeyed through hanging out in several different pavilions, finally ending at the team pavilion, where some of us still sit today. Hanging out in the team pavilion is a big deal and an earned right at Sudley. Unlike previous inhabitants, our group rarely got called out. After this morning, I realized how much of an impact I had made at Sudley. To have Mrs. Beamer, Mrs. Daly, and all of my friends giggle, cry, and tell me how proud they were filled my heart with joy and gratitude, and also broke it knowing that I was done here at Sudley. I know that Sudley will forever hold a special place in my heart. We are a family filled with laughter and history, creating a lifetime of memories. After being here for so long, it's going to be hard to imagine my life without waking up at 5 in the morning on Saturdays to go to a pool 20 minutes away. Wait, I don't really think that's going to be too hard. What will be hard is leaving all of you behind as we all go our separate ways in life, but hopefully remain friends throughout the years. I cannot wait to see where we all end up 10 years from now. So with that, stay Sudley strong, and of course, once a seahorse, always a seahorse. And of course, the Gaskins are done, so Gaskins out.